Hi and welcome to your Pilates class. Today we're going to focus on strengthening the back. This is going to involve some glute work, some ab work, standing exercises and also laying on the floor. So just make sure that you have a mat ready. And what you're going to do first, we're going to go through a few movements just to warm up the body and get you ready for the workout. So let's start. Feet in neutral position or hip distance apart. Now, if you're not sure what hip distance apart is, because sometimes people go a little bit too wide, place your feet together, turn your toes out, followed by your heels, and there we have neutral position. So to get you into pelvic neutral spine, you're going to soften your knees so they're not locked out. You're going to tuck your pelvis under, so you're squeezing your bottom, and then your rib cage, you're going to just drop down slightly and contract your abdominals. There's some firm tension there. Relax your arms down by your sides and roll your shoulders back and down. First exercise we're going to do, we're going to come into a little squat. Don't go so deep. You're going to take a breath in. So think about breathing in through your nose. Arms come forward, bend the knees. Exhale, stand up nice and tall and squeeze your bottom as you lift. And again, inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. Again, inhale. Exhale. Now the reason why I'm bringing my arms forward, we're just getting some movement through the shoulders, but also helps to keep our chest up as well. Exhale. Good, inhale. And exhale. Let's do two more of those. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. And exhale. Now you're going to come up on your toes. We're going to take our arms behind. So breathe in. Exhale, release your heels, arms down by your sides. And again, inhale. And exhale. Do you find yourself a little wobbly? Inhale and exhale. If you're outside and you're in the garden, you are going to find it more of a challenge working on your balance, but that's okay. If you're on a nice flat surface, the balance will be a little easier. Good, so breathe in. Remember to keep hold of your neutral spine. Exhale, come forward. Let's do one more. So inhale and exhale, arms to your side. Let's go to side. So we're going to take a breath in. Exhale, come up to the center. And again, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Always test the movement as well. So don't just go straight into the move. I always do a partial one first. It's almost like you're preparing the body, and then as you go through your reps, then go a little deeper on each one. We want to try and avoid injury. Good. We're going to go and do two more of those. That's it. Last one. And come back into center. Now let's focus a bit on the balance. So balance on the left leg. Right knee lifts. Inhale. Arms above the head. Exhale. Release. Other leg. Inhale. Lift. Exhale. Release. Now the key to balance is if you keep your eye gaze focused on something that's not moving, that'll help you to control the balance a little more. So breathe in through the nose and then exhale out through the mouth. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale. Now let's add on. So you're going to bring up your right knee. Inhale, hold. Exhale, extend the leg forward. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, release to the floor. Other side. So inhale. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, release. Let's do one more on each side. So inhale, lift. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, release. Last one. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Last exercise we're going to do. Feet, again, neutral position. Stand up nice and tall, so don't forget your neutral spine. Relax your shoulders, take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to bring your chin to your chest. We're going to roll down through the spine. Hands come down the fronts of the legs, and you're going to bring your hands to the floor. And then you're going to take a nice big breath in as you come back up to standing. That's it. So 3 more of those. If you have trouble touching the floor, you are allowed to bend your knees. And then as you come back up, you're going to lengthen the legs back out again and then back up to standing. So 2 more of those. And if you still have trouble touching the floor, that's okay. Just go down as far as your body will allow you to. Remember, don't force it. And then you're going to big inhale, and then you're going to come back up. That's it. So you're going to do 1 more of those. Exhale, lower. And inhale, come up to standing. So hopefully we feel a little bit warmer, unless you're in what feels like 30-degree sun. And we're going to go and start our workout now. So coming back into neutral spine. We're going to go and do a few squats. Now you're probably thinking, how is this going to help my back? Well, if you think about it, your glutes are a very, very strong muscle. If you work them correctly, this will help to offload your lower back. So for example, if you were to go and pick something up off the floor, your lower back can take a lot of the strain. So all we're going to do is try and strengthen our glutes and also our legs, just to give our back a bit more support. So again, you're in neutral position, neutral spine. Take a breath in. We're going to come back into the squats, but this time we're going to try and go a little bit deeper than the warm-up. Then we're going to push up, exhale, squeeze the bottom, and gently just push the hips forward. And again, inhale. Now, if you're wondering why we're using our arms, the reason why we're bringing our arms forward is hopefully it will stop you from dropping your chest down. So we're going to keep our chest lifted. Now, we're all made differently, so some of us will be able to do this squat very easy and be able to go a lot lower than me. But again, it's like mechanics of the body. I have quite long femurs, so thigh bone, which sometimes can stop me from coming down into a deep squat. But also I have quite tight Achilles at the back of my ankles, so again, my movement is quite limited in the ankles. It's a work in progress. And then exhale, lift. Let's do a couple more of those. We're not all perfect. And we always need to work on our weaknesses. That's it, and come up. Good, so we're going to go into a wider squat, which is what I prefer, but we still have to do the narrow. So we're going to turn our toes out. It's going to work the inner thigh, the glutes. Again, neutral spine. So remember, if you feel anything in your spine, in your lower back, it just means that you may have come out of neutral spine. So it just means stop, reset, and then join back in. So again, we're going to use our arms. Ready? Pull open your knees as wide as you can. Breathe in and lower. Exhale and push up. Still pressing those knees outwards. Don't allow the knees to cave inwards. And lift. Again, arms are coming forward just to help keep that chest lifted. Good. Exhale and lift. Good. Inhale and exhale. I don't know why my arms do that. I always feel like I look like a ballerina, shall I say. I'm not even sure if they do this in ballet with the arms. Good. And again, so inhale, see if you can go a little bit deeper. Exhale and lift. This time inhale, hold. Now we're going to relax our arms down and we're just going to do some little pulses. Now for me, to always get a bigger burn in the muscle or in the exercise, pulses creates that because you're holding that contraction and working yourself a little bit harder. Now pull open the knees a little bit more. It's very hot out here. I've picked the hottest day to do exercise out in the garden. Not going to complain though. Now hold. Now with the knees, we're going to go in and out. Now hopefully you're going to start to feel your bottom fire up. Inhale, exhale. Still in neutral. Just The shoulders relaxed. Hold it, big exhale and lift, well done. All right, shake the legs out. Now we're gonna go into some balance. So it's like a single leg deadlift. What you're gonna do is you're gonna find it's gonna work your hamstrings. You're gonna feel the stretch of your hamstrings on the way down. The strength is when we come up. You're gonna use your glutes, and also it's gonna work into your lower back. So balance on one leg. Again, standing nice and tall. Think about neutral spine, arms above the head. Pick up your knee. Now don't worry about the breath here. And then you're gonna take a tilt from the hips, lean forward, bring your hands down towards the floor or as deep as you can, and then coming back up with the knee lift. Think about breathing in through the nose and out through your mouth. No set pattern here, just keep breathing. I want you to focus on your balance. Focus on lengthening through your spine. And think about every part of your body. Strong through your core. This is good for ankle stability. And then release. Good, if you need to, just shake out the leg. I'm just going side on so you can see what I'm doing. If you do have trouble with balance, place a chair next to you or do it next to a wall, just so you've got that in case. Sometimes it makes you feel a little bit safer. So other knee lifts. Ready? And go. So take that tilt forward. Good, bringing the hands down towards the floor. And then lift up, bringing that knee up nice and high. And again, tilting from the hips, lengthen your spine, hands towards the floor. And then lift. So just go as slow as you want. But don't go any faster than me. And release. Well done. So you've done a little bit of leg strength, a little bit of balance. Now we're going to come down on the floor and we're going to do some exercises on our hands and knees, laying on our front, and then we're going to flip over onto our side and finish off with on our back. So I'm going to get you to stand on the end of your mat, standing nice and tall. Take a nice big breath in, exhale, roll down through your spine. Hands down to fronts of your legs, walk your hands forward, and I want you to go into hands and knee position, and then you're going to sit back into child pose and hold. So in child pose, what we're going to do is we're going to thread our right arm under. This is just to help loosen off the upper back and the shoulder. Because some causes of lower back pain can be that we're tight in other areas of our body. So it's not just about working on your lower back, it's about working through the whole body and finding your inconsistencies and your imbalances. Good. Right, come up into hands and knees for me. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Right, I'm going to do some cat stretches. So we're going to roll through the spine, chin to your chest, tuck your tailbone under, lengthen your back. And then we're going to reverse it, eye gaze, lift tailbone up towards the ceiling. And again, so come back into your cat, so chin to your chest, tucking your tailbone under, drawing in through your belly, and then release and go the other way. We're going to do 2 more of those. So cutting through the spine. And then release, arch the back. Good, let's do 1 more. So cutting through your spine. And arching through your back. Any point that you get a lot of pain for your wrists, just come back, circle the wrist out, and then join back in. Now, find a nice flat back position. So it's in between your cat and your reverse cat. Eye gaze stays in line with your fingernails. We're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. If you have trouble doing this or you feel a little bit unsteady, just do 1 limb at a time. So opposite arm, opposite leg. We're going to extend out long. And then we're going to lower. Breathe in as we lower. We're going to exhale, extend. Inhale and down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Again, taking your time. Now this movement can be really easy to do. So now I need you to focus. Keep your weight in the center. No moving around. Keep that body still. Give me one more. And release. Sit back in your heels. Well done. Circle your wrists. That's one thing of doing it in the garden. It does get very hot, especially when it feels like it's 30 degrees, which is very rare in England. Whew. Now I'm going to get you to go back in your hands and knees. I'm going to get you to tuck your toes under, and you're going to lift up into a down dog, except you're going to bend the knees, and we're going to bring our chest a little bit closer to our thighs. If you can, drop your heels down. Otherwise, it's more important to get that length through the back. All right, from here, we're going to shift our weight forward, come into a plank. Easy option, drop down to your knees. Otherwise, stay in a full plank here. Good, press back again, bend the knees, chest towards your thighs. Remember, this is a good back strengthening and stretching exercise. Come forward, and you're thinking, what, we're doing planks? This is for core. Yes, we need a strong core to protect our back. Extend back again, so you might want to take a breath in here. Big exhale, come forward. Remember, option is on your knees. And one more. Inhale, press back. Lengthen the spine. And exhale, come forward. Drop down to your knees. Sit back in your heels. Oh, and circle the wrists. Well done. Right, next one we're going to do, we're going to go back into hands and knees. This time, we're going to go to the diagonal. So you're going to take your opposite arm, opposite leg, out to diagonal, elbow to knee, extend. Give me 3 more. So breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. One more, I think that's 4. Extend, and then place it to the floor. Change the other side, so opposite arm, opposite leg. So breathe out, elbow to knee, inhale. Don't worry too much if you can't get your elbow to your knee. Again, that's something you need to work on. A little bit of flexibility. Good, inhale, extend. You'll notice you can feel this in your obliques as well, which is down the sides of the waist. And again, I think that's 4. Hands to floor, sit back into your heels and circle your wrists. You do get a little bit of discomfort through the wrists. Don't panic. The more you do it, the stronger they'll get, and you'll be able to hold yourself for a little bit longer. So we're going to go back into down dog. We're going to go back into plank, but we're going to try and do it with one leg this time. So hands come forward, tuck your toes under, lift yourself back up into down dog, bend your knees because we want to lengthen the spine. Now we're going to shoot forward on the exhale, but bring our knee into our chest, and we're going to inhale, step back. We're going to exhale, bring the knee into the chest. We're going to inhale, press back. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, press back. And again, exhale, come forward. Inhale, press back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more to go. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Drop down to your knees. Sit back into your heels. And you can take your arms down by your side. Rest your head on the floor and just circle. If you find that you can't get your bum down towards your heels as well, you can just stay in this position. Kick your bum up nice and high. There's always options and variations that you can do. So you don't have to look exactly like this. You just want to make sure that you work. And then eventually, the more mobile you become, the stronger you go, the better the movement quality. But it can take time. What we're going to do now is going to lay on our front. But first, before we do that, we're going to go into our plank position. I'm going to get you to draw your knees back a little bit more. Hands directly underneath your shoulders. Now for some, this is going to be really, really hard, especially if you're lacking a little bit of strength in the upper body. Now, neutral spine, draw your abs in, bend your elbows, and I'm going to try and land on the floor in one go. How did you do? Let's go up again. Ooh, bit of triceps. I did say we were going to do other exercises. Ready? push up, try and get your chest, your hips and your thighs off the floor at the same time. And then you're going to slowly lower. Now this is a really, really hard exercise. So if you're struggling, you're going to lift your chest, so like in an up dog position, and then you're just going to lift your hips up at the end, and that will make it a little bit easier. But your main goal is to be able to do the crocodile, which is what they call it in yoga, or the tricep press up. If I say tricep press up to you, sometimes that scares a lot of people. So I always try and think of other words to use that don't sound so harsh. Although crocodile, it's not the nicest of animals, is it? Right, and lift. Good. And lower. Let's do another one, and lift. And lower. Good, we're gonna stay down on the floor. Well done. All right, circle the wrists out again. So we're gonna focus on the back of our body here. I'm gonna get you to rest your head onto the back of your hands. So we're in this position here. Squeeze your bottom, tuck your tailbone under. So if you can try and focus on my words rather than looking too much at the screen. And all we're going to do is a single leg lift. So you're going to lift one leg up in the air as far as it'll go and then lower it down. Change the other leg, lift and lower. Now you're going to feel this in your lower back, which is fine. But what you don't want to do is feel it in the spine. It's the spine we don't want to feel it in, which is why you need your neutral spine on. All neutral spine is contracting your abdominals and place them in the right position for your back to completely release and relax. So we're working the correct muscles. If your neutral spine's not on, all down here is going to take it and it's not very nice. And so single leg lift and lower. And again, if you've got quite an arch in your lower back, another one that some of my members do is placing their hands underneath their hips or their thighs just to lift the hips up a little bit more, and then we go into a single leg and you'll find no discomfort in the spine. I can feel it in my bottom and I can feel it in my muscles in my lower back, but no discomfort. Okay, so there's an option there. So it depends on, again, how you're built, the shape of your back. But you don't want to always rely on this because you do eventually want to correct it. But again, that's just going to take time. So just keep doing with the single leg lift. And release there. Now you can just lie on your front. Or you can sit back in child pose like you did earlier. Now we're going to combine the arms and the legs. So we can take our arms forward. Eye gaze stays down. We're going to go into opposite arm, opposite leg. So breathing wise, we're going to breathe out as we lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Neutral spine, which means your abdominals have not released or relaxed through this entire workout. They stay switched on. There's no resting. And we just go up as far as we can. Both hips need to stay on the floor. If you have trouble lifting your arm up, that could be an indication that your lats are really tight. So your lats run from your armpit and attach down the bottom of your back. Slightly different for people. You might have long tie-ins or short tie-ins, but it does connect down the spine. So if you have trouble lifting your arm up, that could be the reason. And I'll give you a nice stretch for that one in a second. So one more of these. And then place your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself back into child pose. Good. So for a lat stretch, which is what I was talking to you about, down here, you're going to take your arms over to one corner. And then this arm that's going across the body, you're going to think about pushing that chest, that shoulder down towards the floor. So just breathe, keep pressing it down. Oh, that feels nice, that one. You'll feel it more near the armpit than you will down the bottom or middle of your back. Good, change the other side. And then, lower that shoulder down towards the floor. Good, and come back to the center. All right, we're gonna do one more laying on our front. So come down again. Good. Okay, we're gonna rest our head into our hands, or remember what I said before, place your hands under your thighs or your hip bone and just find a nice comfortable position. Now you can either stick with the single leg, but have a go at the double. If the double's too much, stay with the single leg. What you're gonna do is we're gonna lift the legs up and open, down and in. So breathe out as you lift the legs, inhale as you lower. Do not release your neutral spine. I can't tell you how many times I repeat myself in class, not because no one listens, but it's very, very easy to get stuck into the exercise and release the neutral spine, especially when you're coming back down to get ready to do the next one. It's easy just to release and then go straight back into the next one, which is how injuries happen. So always just keep it switched on. But I do like just to remind everybody, as I want everyone to feel at the end of the class, that they've had a very good workout, but have not put their body at any risk. All right, let's do 2 more of those, whether you're doing single or double leg. And release. Again, you can stay laid on your front, or you can come back into child pose. And we can just have a release here. All right, I'm going to incorporate some abdominal work. But what it's going to do is work in your obliques. It's also going to work what we call our love handles, yeah? Lower back love handles, whatever you want to call them. So you're going to have your forearm on the floor. Now I know that shoulder-wise, sometimes leaning on the shoulder, it can be a bit uncomfortable. But again, it's still a muscle and we still need to work it. And it also is a stabilizer, so we need to make sure this is strong. So the shoulder is pulled away and down from the ear. Level 1, you're going to keep your hip on the floor. Level 2, you're going to come up on your knee and you're in this position, an arm over the head. All right, so you're just going to hold that. Now for this exercise, I want you to think about lifting the rib cage and the hip away from the floor. Arm up high, ready? Knee to elbow and extend. Let's go again. Exhale and inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale. What's that, 4? Let's do 2 more. Exhale and inhale. Exhale, inhale and release. We're only going to do 6. It's just in case anyone sat in their shoulder and you haven't got to put up with that discomfort for too long. I'm going to flip over to the other side. So I suffer with hay fever, so going outside is probably not the best thing for me right now. Eyes are streaming, nose is streaming. Trying very hard not to all over my face. So remember, level 1, hip on the floor, rib cage lift, hold. Level 2, up into this position here, arm above the head, ready, elbow to knee. Exhale, inhale, still neutral spine. 2, and inhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, and release. Awesome. Now we're going to finish over onto our back. Tailbone tuck under, push your lower back into the floor, and this makes sure that our abdominals are contracted, arms relaxed by your side. Again, we're going to work into the glutes, the hamstrings, and the lower back. And what I want you to do is lift your hips up nice and high, squeeze your bottom, and then lower back down. Don't touch the floor. We're going to keep the muscles contracted. So breathe out as you lift, inhale as you lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. 2 more. Now, do you remember how to get a nice good burn? Are you ready? Up and lift. Right, let's pulse. Just keep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Squeeze the bottom, push the hips up higher. If you're outside, take a second to enjoy the view. And if you're inside, you're probably noticing what a bad paint job you've done on the ceiling. Or not. Good, keep pulsing for 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll down through your spine. Well done. Bring your knees into your chest. I reckon we've got about 4 or 5 minutes left, so let's give your stomach a nice good workout before we finish. I always do this in my classes, so I have something that we've normally focused on throughout the class, and then we always finish off with, you know, at least 5 minutes worth of abdominal work. So you're going to keep going and going, and if you need the rest, take a rest and then just join back in. First exercise we're going to do, keep your legs bent, feet flat on the floor, hands behind the head, tailbone tuck under, lower back into the floor. Take a breath in, exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Again, we're not going to take our head fully back onto the floor. We want to make sure this stays engaged, and we're going to work super hard. So exhale, lift. Just going to keep an eye on the time. Yeah, I reckon we've got about 4 minutes. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Oh, I can hear myself being peeled off the floor. I'm literally sweating. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. If you do it outside, please make sure you wear sunscreen. I don't want comments of you saying, because of you, I'm now burnt. Please wear sunscreen. And also have your water. There's nothing worse than being dehydrated as well. So if you do start to feel lightheaded when you do certain things, or you feel really tired, it could be because you're dehydrated. So just make sure that you take plenty of water. Good. And now we're going to do a 3, 2, 1 pulse, and then lower down. And again, a 3, 2, 1 pulse, lower. So it's like a 3 exhale, big inhale as you lower. So we go. Inhale, again, inhale. So remember, your hands are supporting your head, you're not pulling up on your head. So yes, we're using our arms. Keep that back press down, remember, we want to work through the front. No pressure through your spine. Let's do 1 more of those. And gently release. So now I'm going to get you to lift your legs up in the air. Again, lower back presses down. Either legs straight or legs bent, and what we're going to do is a reverse curl. Arms away. Oh, I want to put them down here. We're going to put that to the side or across your chest. And what you're going to do, you're just going to lift your bum off the floor. So you're just going to exaggerate the tailbone tucking under, like you do in your neutral spine, but you're exaggerating the move. So you're trying to pick your bum off the floor. Notice I'm not doing that movement. So it's controlled movement. Again, legs up in the air. So I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. Oh. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. So again, try and pick your bum off the floor as much as you can. And now we're going to pulse it. Oh yeah, pulse. You should start to really feel the burn. Don't forget to breathe, don't hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Ooh, nearly done. Level 1, legs bent, feet flat on the floor. Neutral spine, slide one leg across, one leg back in. Stay with this option. I'm going to go through the levels. This is level 1, my level 1. Level 2, knees off the floor, toe tap. Now, you know when you've gone too far is when you can't control neutral spine. So if you can't control it, your back lifts, you drop back down to the next level. So if you find in this one, your back's lifting and lowering, you just need to go back with both feet on the floor, taking one leg out. If you're fine here, you're now going to take your full leg extension. So remember, the longer the lever, the harder it's going to be. So with the breath, think about exhaling on the hard part, inhaling as you're resetting to go again. Exhale on the contraction, inhale as you come back in. And that way, hopefully that will help you to remember when I breathe in, when I breathe out. That's it. Good, nice big full leg extension and back in. Good. Okay, adding on, head up, continue with your single leg. Continue with your single leg. Oh, look at that. We are right there on time. So let's go 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Well done, awesome. So let's just do a nice little cool down, just to lengthen, release the whole body. So take your arms and legs out straight, reach through with your fingers to your toes, create as much length as you can. And then you're going to gently bring your knees into your chest, and you're going to just roll the legs or roll the knees forward and back. And this just gives your back a little massage. Also a nice one for the hips is opening and closing the knees. So hopefully that was easy to follow. If you have any questions, please comment down below. And I know we all say it, but make sure you like the video. And if you've just popped on to do the workout, we'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. And then you're going to go the other way. The more subscribers I get, the more videos I'll be posting out. So it works both ways. All right, now you're going to take your knees to one side, open up your arms and just give your lower back a stretch. Breathe and just enjoy the release. And then over to the other side. Good. And back into the middle. All right, we're going to come up. Actually, let's go on to our side. Now for the hip flexor, I know a lot of people don't like kneeling on their knees. So what we're going to do is going to grab hold of your ankle and you're going to draw the knee down and back, but push your hip forward. Now notice it's a quad stretch, but you will get this further up the thigh as well. And then we're going to go the other side, so excuse my back and excuse my sweaty patches if you can see them. So again, hold the ankle, push the hips forward and draw the knee back and slightly down. Then very safely, lift yourself up into a seated position. Now a little hamstring stretch. Now you can have your legs out and straight in front. But personally, I find that with your legs together, if you've got any tightness in the lower back, it just aggravates it. So take your legs apart. And what it does, it opens up your hips, just takes that pressure off that lumbar spine, which is right down the bottom of your back. And then just take a little lean forward. Now, each to their own. I prefer bouncing into my stretches. I'm not a big fan of static holding. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I just like to have a gentle bounce, and that's absolutely fine. And again, you can go over to one side if you wish. And what you might find is you'll feel that in your lower back. So it's a nice little stretch there, and then over to the other side. Good, come back in the center. So just sit comfortably, whether it's cross-legged or you just keep your legs out. One hand to the side, one arm comes up and over. Now going to the side, you're gonna feel stretched on the side of the waist, or if you drop your shoulder forward, you're gonna feel that hit into your lower back, yeah, where the love handles are. If you have some, I'm not saying that you have. To be honest, I think we've all got a little bit there. Good, over to the other side. And then again, drop that shoulder, lean over. And release. Good, arms forward, chin to chest, so stretching out the upper back. Then you're going to take the arms behind, squeeze between the shoulder blades, open up your chest. And then you're going to roll your shoulders a couple of times one way, a couple of times the other way. And well done. Excellent work, guys. So remember, any questions that you have, please leave a comment down below. And if you want to join me for live workouts, yes, that's live, which means you get me in real time, visit my website at www.fitnesswithcara.co.uk. I run about 15 classes a week, so feel free to come along and join. Your first one is free, and then after that you can pay per class, or you can pay on a monthly subscription. And hopefully I will see you on the next video. Thank you.